County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Before I register my thanks to the President's speech, I would like to congratulate you for being elected as a Deputy Speaker and Moses Masika Wetangula as Speaker of this House. Madam Speaker, I also want to thank the people of Malava for electing me the third time as their MP. I think it's because of what I did for them. They have trust in me, and I want to assure them that this time again, I'll serve them so diligently to the levels that will satisfy them as their MP. Madam Speaker, I also want to thank our President, William Samoei Ruto, for being elected as our President, and most importantly, for him proving that he's a honest person, he's a trustful person, because as I speak, I'm speaking from the position of ANC, who joined hands with him, UDA, in Fort Kenya. What he pledged that he would actually grant us, he has lived to this. He has not been so deceitful, and I want to thank Moses Wetangula and Musalia for choosing to work with William Ruto, because even the people of Western are so happy that this time around, for the first time, as we usually vote, is the first time the Western people have really benefited from the person they have supported, unlike before, where some of them you suffered so much, like Wetangula, I remember in the last parliament, he gave a lot of support to a particular friend, our neighbor. He actually demonized him. We recall what happened in the Senate. We recall also what happened here in the National Assembly. So thank you, Mr. President, for being faithful, for being honest, avoiding politics of deceit. Now to the President's speech. Madam Speaker, some people have been asking, even I've been hearing here, that the President's speech was so brief. But Mr. Speaker, our President seems to be a very brilliant man. We look at his speech of half an hour. Interestingly, it captured the aspirations of most Kenyans. So whoever is imagining that it was so brief, maybe the lengthy bit of it is now what we are trying to air on the floor of the House. What touched me most, Mr. Speaker, was the issue of loans, particularly to small-scale persons, the so-called hustlers. Mr. Speaker, I have a case, particularly for us, persons of Western. Most of the persons in Western have a phobia for loans. This is from the history the people experienced with the AFC loans. In the 1970s and 1980s, our people used to get loans from AFC, but most of them, these loans did not help them. Instead, when it came to repayment, because of the high interests, because when the loans came about, most of our people went for it, and what they were giving us surety was land. And most of them, because of the high interest rates, were defaulting, and most of our people lost land to AFC, to the government. So these loans have been so difficult for them to go for. When they had begun opening to the loans, Madam Speaker, unfortunately, the institutions that were giving these particular loans were also now asking for very high interest rates. So again, these people had developed some fear for the loans. But I'm very happy for the President to have actually talked about ensuring that our hustlers get money at lower interest rates. This will really boost the economy, because we know most of us are where we are because of actually accessing loans affordably. Mr. Speaker, even as our hustlers get this money, I would urge that they